Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya Mustafa Daud Gasfat dengan NRP 502624171 eh, dari kelas B, Departemen Sistem Informasi, kelas B, IT. Jadi saya pada videonya menjelaskan tentang lab 24.4 Locating Log Files. Objektif pada lab ini, you will get familiar with locating dan manipulating Linux log files. Part 1, Local Overview. Part 2, Locating log files in unknown systems. 3, Locating log files in real time. Required resources adalah security workstation, virtual machine. Instructions part 1, log file overview. Log files, also spelled log files, are files used by computers to log events, background processes, services, or transactions between services, including the operating system itself. They generate such events. Log files are dependent on the application that generates them. It is up to the application developer to confirm the log file conversion. Software documentation should include information on its log files. Step 1, web server log file example. These log files are essential a way to track specific events. That information stored varies depending on to the application or services generating the events. Consider the single log entry below. As generated by Apache, a popular world server. The single log entry above represents a web event recorded by Apache. A few pieces of information are imported in web intersections, including client IP address, time, and details of the transaction. The entry above can be broken down into 5 parts. Timestamp is part of the course that when the event took place. This one hari jadi Wednesday, March 22, 11, 23, 12. Jadi pada hari Rabu, 9 Maret tahun 2022, pada jam 11 lewat 23 menit. Tipe. This is the type of the event. In this case, it was an error. Okay. PID. This contains information about the process ID used by Apache at the moment. Client. This records the client IP address of the requesting client. IP addressnya. Dan description. This file contains description of an event. Based on lecture entry above, describe what happened. Jadi pada Wednesday, uh, waktu udah, oh ini tanggal. Net bar log stash atau real or lihat setelah masukkan kode ini, is the output convert considered a web transaction? Explain why the output of the cat command is in the different format than the single entry shown in item A. Mengapa ini hasil cut ini beda dengan ini? Eh, hmm, eh, Mengapa? Yes, it is a web event. The fields are in different order, but the get message. Okay, ya. Step 2, step operating system log file example. Any software can keep log files, including the operating system itself. Conventionally, Linux uses the var log directory to store various log files, including operating system logs. Modern operating systems are complex software. So under var log, the messages file stores various system events. Connection of individual files either part available or too many missed root login attempts. A review example of events log to the var log message file. Use the more command to specify the contents of a var log message file. Like the cat command, more allows for space navigation to the file. Enter to advance line by line or space to entire page. Press Q or Control C to abort and exit more. The sudo command is required because the message file belongs to the root user. So, more var log message. Ah, oh, I don't know why. Notice that the event is above very different from the web server events because the operating system is generating this log. All recorded events are in relation to the OS itself. Log files are very important for troubleshooting. Assume that the user of that specific system reported that all network. Can you find evidence of that in a log accessible? If so, it what line? What else? So 4 Mei 9. Something. Gak tahu kenapa nggak bisa. Part 2. Locating log files in unknown systems. Security Workstation VM includes Nginx, a lightweight web browser web server. This section will show you how to find and display Nginx logs using the Security Workstation VM. When working with new software, the first step is to look at the documentation. It provides important information about software, including use man commands to display the Nginx manual page. And hold down to the page to locate Nginx logging section. The document makes it clear that Nginx supports logging. Logging. Debugging log. To enable debugging log, reconfigure Nginx to build debug. The manual page also contains information on the files used by Nginx. Scroll down further to display the Nginx operating files under the files section. Hold on. Turun ke files. Nah, Before looking for Nginx apps, use the ps and the grep commands to ensure Nginx is running in the VM. Nginx is running in the region that also made space for messages and it was started. Nginx first address is being stored in run nginx.pid and error messages are being redirected to the manual. Because location of the log files without specified, the global Nginx configuration file should be checked for the location of the log file. The design CyberOps with Workstation VM utilizes default location and definitions as much as possible conventionally. The Verilog directory holds various log files with various applications and services, while configuration files are stored under the /etc directory. Because log file location can be often be customized in configuration files, a logical next step is to use the ls command to look under /etc and look for nginx configuration file. Do that. Nginx. The N, yep. Oh, Nginx. Notice the Nginx folder under /etc in the output above. Using ls again, we find a number of files, including one named nginx.configuration. Nginx count. Use the cat command to list the contents of etc nginx and count. You can also use more or less to view the file and nano or cite to edit it. These tools make it easier to navigate to long text files. A quick look at the configuration file reveals that it isn't an index configuration file because there is no direct mention location of the index log files. It's very likely that index is using default values for it. Follow the convention of storing log files under varlog. Use the list command to list all the contents. For ANX, as shown above, the varlog directory has a subdirectory named nx. Use the ls command again to list all the contents of varlog and nx. Oh, these are very likely the logs in use by nginx. Move to the next section to the monitor of these files and get confirmation that are indeed nginx log files. Part 3, monitoring log files in VTAR. As seen in previous sections, log files can be played with many text presentation tools. Logcat, more or less, and Nano can be used to work with log files. They are not suitable for log file real-time monitoring. Developers design various tools that allow log file real-time monitoring. Some tools are text-based, while others have a graphical interface. Design focus on Tail, a simple but efficient tool available in practically every Unix-based system. Step 1. Using the tail command. The tail command identifies the end of a text file. By default, tail displays the last 10 lines of a text file. So sudo tail and the next access. Use the -n option to specify how many lines from the end of a tail. Tail should display. Of a file, tail should display. You can use the tail command with the -f option to monitor Nginx access.log in real time. Short for follow. -l tells tail to continuously display the end of a given text file. In terminal visual, issue tail with the -f option. Yeah, tail is still running. You're not receiving the exam. With tail still running on the terminal window, click the web browser icon on the dock to open up a web browser window. Resize the tab browser window in a way that allows you to see the bottom of the terminal window where the tail is running. In the web browser, enter start.uju, known also as, then press enter. Yeah. Because the log file is being updated by Nginx, you can state with certainty that the var log access.log is in fact the log file being used by Nginx. So C to end tail monitoring system. Step 2, bonus tool journal. A security workstation VM is based on Arch Linux, characterized by as a Linux distribution. Arch Linux is designed to be lightweight, minimalist, and simple. As part of design philosophy, Arch Linux uses system and systemd as its init system. In Linux, the init process is the process loaded within cover boots. In terminal window, in the CyberOps workstation VM, issue the journal CTL command with no option to display all journal log entries. It can be quite long. Yeah, go. Output can be similar below. Journal includes a number of functionalities such as page loading, passkey to actual journal CT. How can you run journal CT and see all the log entries? Now, why is that? Uh, Running journal CT as root user, this will display all entries. CTL includes options to help filtering output. Use the dash B option to display boot-related log entries. You see the entries related to the last boot at the dash one of the command below. See the entries related to the last two boots at the dash two option. Use the double dash list slash boots option to include to list previous boots. No. Use the double dash since this to specify the time base. Two commands below display log and last 2 hours in the last day respectively. Journal CTL also allows for displaying log activities related to specific service with the slash u option. The command below displays log entries related to Nginx. No entries. Similar to tail slash f, journal CTL also supports lifetime monitoring. Use the slash f option to instruct journal CTL to follow a specific log. Press Ctrl C to exit. Ctrl C to exit. General CTL also supports making options to achieve the desired filter set. The command below monitors Nginx system events in real time. Hit the command above running, open a new tab browser, and type 12.00.1 in the address bar. Journal should display an error related to missing outcome in real time. Detection log files are important for troubleshooting log files. Location follows convention, but it is a choice of the developer ultimately. More often than not, log file information's location, file name, etc. is included in documentation. Jadi ya kita itu saja untuk video yang pada kali ini. Terima kasih untuk karena telah menonton video saya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.